revolves around four key characters: Dr. John Montague, parapsychologist Eleanor Vance, one more Shirling type, this one damaged goods and unreliable, thanks to a past encounter with a poltergeist; Theodora, an eclectic artist who is asked to come and reside at Hill House by Dr. Montague Luke Sanderson, Oliver Jackson Cohen, the eventual heir to Hill House who joins the group. They all converge at Hill House, an ill-famed mansion. And you guessed it, the more time they spend in Hill House, the weirder things get, and Eleanor starts to be affected by having been back at that house. It hides motivators of seclusion, fright, and loose constraints on the mind. The approaching of Hill House. The team comes to the manor, a home which is referred to as soaring more than them and holding downwards on their mind regularly. An evil feeling emanates from the house at once. That unnerves Eleanor, and her own personal narrative gives you an insight into just how unsettled she is becoming. Day 1. The team encounters their first haunting noise, thudding on the walls and sudden zones of freezing air. Eleanor and Theo are frightened, but they console themselves with the notion that such a thing could have occurred naturally. Eleanor forming a connection to the house. Days go by and Eleanor starts relating more and more with Hill House. She hears people and believes she sees writing on the wall for her to follow, which descends into madness. Tam, Fi, Chage. The cold spot in the nursery. The team explores a chilling spot in the home that's undeniably linked to Hill House's sinister fortress of darkness. The nursery is the location where former residents were driven to insanity or death, and it holds a mysterious appeal for Eleanor. Eleanor goes nuts. The more time Eleanor spends under the house's spell, the loonier she gets. On error, get a numerator. Think of this as a variant on Forrest Gump, except with insanity. She believes that when she never made it out of Hill House, and the others begin to worry about her sanity. Final showdown. Eleanor's sanity begins to crumble. I can feel the house calling me. It calls to my soul. Conclusion. Everyone else leaves Hill House, spooked but breathing. For his part, Dr. Montague muses that Hill House will forever stand, watching and waiting for the next one to enter its hellish walls. Car. Die. That camera work as the car pulls up to the gates of Hill House, though. Eleanor clutches the wheel as though her knuckles have turned to ivory. She looks excited and worried at the same time. Eleanor, I am doing this for myself. I was there for it, stood next to Miss Hill House at Loser Mountain. Lower Hill House, my ass. Wait for. The car pulled off at the entrance to a long, winding driveway. The trees loom overhead. The road darkens with their shadow. Hill House. Day. The car stops. The camera zooms out to show Hill House, huge and dark looming. The architecture is stern and gothic. Ghost windows with no light in them. Eleanor, it's waiting for me, stepping out of car to house. Softly blows the wind, but it makes me cold and unwelcome. Overcut doctor. Montague and Luke outside by the main entrance. They wave to her, forces a smile as Eleanor walks toward them. Hill House, night group representatives, assembled at the parlor. Even though the fire crackles, it's suddenly so silent and empty in that room. Eleanor and Theodora share frightened looks on the couch. Dr. Montague. Watching? Remember your assistance is prohibited tonight. Stay calm. Luke smirking, leaning back. We probably won't see anything at all. You know how those stories get exaggerated. In the house, we can hear a loud bang. Everyone jumps. And the banging is coming again, louder this time, echoing through the walls. Over them, the chandelier rattles. Eleanor, terrified, literally with her hand all over Theodora's arm. What is that? Dr. Montague, known for standing, trying to stay calm. Stay still. It's just noise. The camera travels along with the sound down a hallway, walls alive as they creak. Sound of ending right at the door. Theodora, is it gone? The door slams shut suddenly, and the banging continues louder as if it is about to break through. Eleanor's Descent Hill House. Night. Eleanor makes her way through the shadowy hallways of Hill House. The air is thick, suffocated. The shadows beckon her, and voices call, tiny whispers to let go. Eleanor, the busy thoughts quite out of control. It knows me. The house, it knows who I am. It is tempting me, luring me. She rounds a corner and finds written in what appears to be blood on the wall, "Welcome home, Eleanor." Eleanor, crying, confused. Why? Why me? Is the house ideas clouding her view with its windows that bend and warp? A loud thud sounds down the corridor. The camera cuts to a close-up of Helen's face, and she is becoming even more terrified. Hill House. Day Eleanor, very dull but certainly determined, driving slowly towards the gate. Her hands shake on the wheel. Eleanor, calm, resigned. It has to end here. It's the only way. Hill House, it seems to know me. The car flashes, and Eleanor clings harder, and she shoots straight for the decoy line of a big tree at one end of the drive. Prior to the collision, the scene fades to black, inviting viewers' minds to fill in that last moment. Afterward, a feature film version of The Haunting of Hill House requires condensing the spooky mood, psychological horror, and gradual erosion as well. The story gains much of its strength from that ambiguity. Is the haunting actually happening, or only in these characters' minds? If you want to read a scene in particular or more of the story written as script, drop me a line and I'll write it.